Hello guys, traders. Let's try to go through hedging because a lot of you have asked about hedging. We'll look at the first basics of hedging. You're using it like a stop loss, but instead of taking a stop loss, you're going to cover along with a short position and try to recover as much as the long position that you can later on. I'll start with an example, okay? Alright, let's imagine that we went long here. We took a long position on this mark and the market starts driving down on us, right? So ordinarily you would set a stop loss, say here. You entered here, you get lost, you've lost your money, you're out of the market. So that leaves you in a position whereby you have to play the next guess. Should I be going long or short on the next order? Well, if you hedge, you remove that equation completely because you can't lose money. You can only make money actually if you do it the right way. So instead of taking a loss here, you can put a hedge here. So you're long here, you get into a loss because the market starts moving down. So here you add a short position. Now you're losing a few pips here, but now you're gaining some of the loss as the market drives down. Now if you feel that this area you could take profit on the short, as an example, take profit here short. And up here, this is where you have your long position. Right, let's go back to this. This is where you entered the short. Which was at this level, on this line here, right? So now you've taken profit short. Let's imagine that you've taken say 20 pips or something here, but you're losing say 60 pips from this long position. When you take profit on the short, you still got to cover the risk that you added on by taking profit on the short. You still got to cover it. So if you think that the market's going to move up from this point after you take profit, you still have to add another short down at the next level. And you're adding that as a pending order. Why? To cover the long. That's exposed. So, if we number it, 1, number 1, you entered the market, right? Just here. 2, you left when you took this entry on number 1, you left a pending order to go short here. As a stop loss. So you're using it instead of a stop loss, you put in a hedge, a short hedge. Okay, stage 3, market moved down to this level. So you took profit, right? But because you took profit here, you still got to cover this long just in case the market continues down. So you add at limit on number 4 a pending short order to cover this long. Now 2 things can happen now. The market can move all the way up or move some of the way up, and you can recover some of your long position, or you can get stopped out again. If you get stopped again, meaning that you get your next short picked up, you repeat process 1, 2, 3 again, and keep bagging short profits all the way until you can recover some of the long. Now let's imagine that in this scenario, this here doesn't happen, right? Number 4 doesn't happen. Let's imagine that the market starts moving up. Watch this line. Imagine that now we've got to profit short and the market moves up, as an example. Moves down a bit. Moves up a bit more. So what are you going to do? This short cover that you left, it's not been touched. Now you want to start locking in some of your profit, right? Because now the market's moving up and now you've got your first support. This is your first support. So if we call this number 5, on number 5 you can move 4 up, right? So this number 4 here, you can now move this stop up here. So what you're doing is you're locking in profit on the number 4. So you're dragging this stop essentially, which is on the mouse here, you're dragging it up to lock in the long. Alright? So that means it's a pending it's like a trailing stop loss or a pending take profit order. You're locking in the profit as you go. So that would recover you as well. So basically, if you look at it on a bigger time scale, you could have been locked long here, right? Got picked up on a short hedge, say down here. You could have just carried this thing all the way without a loss, right? Maybe then you started to go through this process and said, right, I'm going to take profit on the short here. Take profit. You're still losing on the long, right? You're still losing on the long. So you put pending at limit. Pending sell order. Because you took profit, right? So there's your pending sell. You took profit on the short that you got here. So this short, you took profit here, right? You left a pending sell order just in case the market moves down again. You want to protect this long that's here. So you put this is your long in here. So this is your short that got picked up. Now you take profit on that short here, right? You left the pending short here just in case the market doesn't move up. You've got to protect this position here. Alright, so the market does move up, right? So as the market moves up, this pending order that was never picked up for the short to protect this, you can drag it along up with the market, locking in profits as you go. So that means that this original long is reducing the amount of loss as it goes up. You've already made this much on the short, which means that from the original position you're only losing this much, right, from here to the entry here. Let's change the colour. So from the original position you've only got to squeeze this much to get back the loss, right? So you can call that from here to here, which is where you got the short picked up from the original long. Let's call that 20 pip loss. Right, so your deficit's 20 pips between these two. On the move from here to here, you took profit. You can call that 100 pips. From the short, right? Which means that you're 80 pips. Which means that you're still 20 pips in loss, okay? So, when the market reaches here, this midpoint, which would be around, say, this level, would mean that this position is now 50 pips minus. Which means at this point you're 30 pips in profit. So you just keep moving the pending, this one, after you took profit, move it up with the market. There's your first support, move, stop, up. There's your next support here, just move your stop up, let the market go up. There's your next support, move your stop up. And then you're standing here and then you say, look, I've recovered everything. So, you know, you on this move, you made 100 pips instead of losing 10 pips on the stop loss or 20 pips on the stop loss. So why would you do that? Because every time you get stopped out, you've got to go in at risk again to try to get the next entry and try to get it right. But there's a problem with that. You might do another entry on a direct stop loss and you get stopped out again. So it's a very inefficient way of trading if you're going to trade with stop loss. What you want to be doing is saying, look, this trade's not working for me. I don't want to increase my risk by taking another trade, so I'll just take a short and keep it hedged. And I'll make my money that way. It takes a little bit longer, but it's much more profitable than just getting stopped out. Alright, so I hope that made sense, and I hope you all have a great day. Alright, see ya. Merry Christmas.